A lot of people on social media are asking me if you can test for the Epstein Barr virus because they heard me talking about it. They heard me talking about that it is causing different symptoms and conditions or even autoimmune diseases. And then the question obviously comes up that if you can even test for it. And this is what we're going to talk about in that video. So first of all, what I want you to know is that there are over 60 varieties of the Epstein Barr virus, and currently we can only test for one. So as you can see, if they test you for Epstein Barr virus and it's negative, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have EBV, because there are over 60 varieties and we can test for the rest of these varieties. We're not at that stage. We're not that advanced nowadays. Everybody always thinks, yeah, we're so advanced, the medical system is so advanced, but actually it's not, specifically when it comes to the root cause of chronic illness. They don't really research for that. Who knows why they are doing it or why they are not doing it basically, but I'm here to educate you about that and to tell you a little bit the truth about chronic illness and what's going on. And one of the things you need to learn is if you can actually test for the Epstein Barr virus. So in that case, it is, as you can see, pretty hard to test for Epstein Barr virus because there are so many varieties and we can only test for one. So yes, you can test for it, it is possible, but it's not a defined answer if you get a no on the test. And I'm also going to show you right now why and in which stages you can actually test for EBV, and why it is almost impossible, or basically, or in some cases basically impossible, that you can test for it. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So let me flip the chart a little bit, because what you need to know is that Epstein Barr virus is going through 4 different stages, okay? The first stage is basically where you, and I'm going to explain in a second what this has to do with testing for EBV. The first stage is basically where you contract EBV. So you could eat out in a restaurant, you could use a public toilet, you could share bodily fluids with somebody else. So this is basically the stage 1 where you get the virus for the first time, where you contract it, okay? And in that time, it's mostly dormant. Maybe it can cause a little scratchy throat, a little sore throat, but that's usually it, okay? That's stage 1. It stays mostly dormant. And in stage 2, that's also the only stage that the medical system is aware of nowadays, where Epstein Barr virus is active and causing real trouble. And we all know that as the infamous kissing disease, also called mononucleosis. And typically you get that in your teenage years, you get that when you're in college, you get that when you're under lots of stress, taking care of your immune system. And then EBV can attack you and can cause mononucleosis. Some people, it completely wipes them out. There are teenagers or young people that are sick basically with mononucleosis for a couple of months, okay? So it can really wipe you out, and this is actually what's happening when you have stage 2. And what is the most interesting thing about stage 2 is that in stage 2 you can test for EBV, and you pretty much likely find EBV in your bloodstream, because the tests that we have nowadays for EBV are in your bloodstream. And when it's that active, EBV is actively in your bloodstream, okay? And the tests are blood tests, so they test it in your blood. After stage 2, though, and this is where it gets interesting, after stage 2, EBV is hiding in the liver or in other organs like the spleen or the reproductive system, okay? It's not anymore in your bloodstream, and therefore it's getting hard to test for it, because we can only test in the blood. But what if EBV is sitting in the liver or in the spleen? We don't have the measurements to test for it, okay? And after stage 2, after it hides in your liver, it nests more into your organs. Why is it doing that? Because specifically in your liver, There's lots of fuel there are lots of toxins, lots of heavy metals there where the virus can feed on and can be strengthened and can get stronger. And sooner or later, also depending on the strength of your immune system, the virus goes out of your liver again, and usually it goes into your thyroid. That's why all thyroid problems, all thyroid diseases are caused by the Epstein Barr virus. Hyperthyroidism, Hashimoto, Graves' disease, you name it. All of them are caused by EBV, okay? And in stage 2, it usually goes from your liver to your thyroid, and then it can cause these symptoms in your thyroid. You can also cause lupus in stage 3, and in stage 3 it also releases periodically dermatoxins and neurotoxins. Dermatoxins are basically toxins that are bad for the skin or that are destroying your skin a little bit, that are harming your skin. And neurotoxins basically are toxins that get excreted by the Epstein Barr virus that are inflaming your nervous system, for example, that are toxic to your nerves. Basically your nerves are allergic to these neurotoxins. That's what's happening periodically in stage 3. And in stage 4, EBV is shooting out these neurotoxins and dermatoxins not periodically anymore, but all the time. And the ultimate goal of EBV, and we're coming back to the blood testing, don't worry about that, the ultimate goal of EBV is to attack your nervous system. And I have it here, it attacks your nervous system. That's the ultimate goal, if it brings your nervous system out of balance. And what does this has to do with all the testing? As I just mentioned, you can only basically test here in stage 2. In all of these other stages, it's actually not possible to test for EBV and to detect it, because EBV is not sitting anymore in the blood. It's sitting in the organs, it's sitting in your liver. And from there on, it can release these neurotoxins that are causing trouble. If you are in stage 4, and then also depending on what kind of variety of Epstein Barr virus you have, the stage of your immune system, and also what kind of toxins in your system are mercury, aluminum, DDT, pesticides, herbicides, these kind of things also feed Epstein Barr virus, and then it eats these toxins and then it releases the neurotoxins, and those neuro and dermatoxins are causing different diseases and symptoms. For example, those dermatoxins, if there's copper in the liver, those dermatoxins that EBV basically feeds on copper and then releases dermatoxins, which is causing eczema and psoriasis. The neurotoxins, they cause chronic fatigue syndrome, they cause RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, they cause fibromyalgia as well. That's actually what's caused by Epstein Barr virus. And multiple other symptoms as well: tingling and numbness, migraine, pain in the neck, you can have back pain, you can have tinnitus, you can have eye floaters, brain fog, PCOS, endometriosis, also lots of reproductive systems, mystery infertility. All of these symptoms are mainly caused, or not mainly, solely caused by EBV. And now you heard somewhere, I heard EBV is causing PCOS, I heard EBV is causing my Hashimoto's, let me test for it. Then you go test for it, and then your doctor sees in your blood test there is no EBV, it only shows a past infections, you're fine. And then you think like, okay, it's a past infection, I don't need to look out for my EBV anymore, and it's not causing trouble. Meanwhile, it's not even possible to detect it. First of all, there are over 60 varieties, and second of all, it's not sitting in your bloodstream anymore. And we can only test it for the blood. Okay? So you can basically only figure out if you have EBV or not if you have specific symptoms, if you have thyroid conditions, if you have brain fog, if you have tingling and numbness, if you have jerks, okay, those little jerks that you can have, that's also caused by EBV. If you have brain fog, where you have confusion, focus issues, where you feel like you're slightly drunk, that's caused by EBV neurotoxins. Tinnitus, eye floaters, where you have these black spots in your eyesight, okay? These kind of symptoms, there are multiple symptoms that are caused by EBV. CFS, chronic fatigue, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, what I already mentioned. And if you want to know how to get rid of EBV in your body, okay, how to make it dormant again, that it's not causing these symptoms anymore, okay, I offer everybody the opportunity for a free discovery call, okay. All you need to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com, where you can book your free discovery call. We would call you, and in that call we figure out if and how I can help you. And then, if that's the case, we would move on to a strategy call. And in that strategy call, we would explain you a strategy for you individually, because yeah, a lot of symptoms are caused and diseases are caused by EBV, but it's still really individual. Sometimes it can go to the joints, so you need different things. Sometimes it goes to the thyroid, so you need more thyroid support. It's really individual, and that's why I offer that. And in that strategy call, we would explain you specifically how you can solve that issue and how you can approach that. We would show you a strategy for that. And I would highly recommend you doing that, because if not, if you still think, in my blood test, I don't see the EBV anymore, and therefore I don't have an infection, or it's not causing my symptoms, then you're still in the dark about your symptoms. And it's very much likely that you're not going to heal, because you don't take care of the root cause of your actual symptom. And it's not getting better. And I heal people with eczema. I heal people with autoimmune vasculitis, which is also caused by EBV. Okay, I help people heal from Hashimoto, which is caused by EBV. These kind of things, you can heal them. Okay, it's not impossible. And that's why I'm doing it, because otherwise it's possible that you're stuck. It's otherwise possible that you can take care of maybe your family, you can provide for your family, you can't bring the performance that you want to do, and your life is basically miserable because you still have all of those symptoms and you're on medication and you don't know what to do about it, because your doctor is not giving you any advice instead, except for giving you medication. So book your free discovery call at www.theobergmann.com, and see you in the next video. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Bye bye.